I'm going to be talking about chapters 15, 5, and 6 today. So I learned in chapter 15 that public speaking is to inform, which was really helpful in preparing for this first speech that we have coming up. There are 4 types that we get to choose from, which is objects, anything that is visible, tangible, or stable in form. The second one is processes, which is how something is done, how something is made, or works. The third thing is events, which is anything that's happened or is regarded as happening. And the fourth is concepts, which is beliefs, theories, ideas, or principles. There are tips that the book gives us when thinking about coming up with our speech and what to put in it and what to not put in it. The first thing that it tells us is to don't underestimate your audience's knowledge. Like, don't put it too overcomplicated and making them think about something that they shouldn't be thinking about because you put something too much in there. Make sure it's kind of self-explanatory and that you explain it really well in your speech. The second thing is to relate your topic to the audience, because a lot of times in the book it says that the audience wants to know what will help them in your speech and like the tips that they can use from it for their well-being. The third thing is to not make your speech too technical. Kind of going back to the first one, don't put a big word in there that a lot of people wouldn't understand on a day-to-day basis, because it's just going to take away from your speech. And the fourth thing is to avoid abstractions. The fifth thing is to personalize your ideas, and the sixth thing is to just be creative with your speech and how you word it and what kind of visual aid that you might use for your speech. In chapter 5, we learn how to making a decision about choosing a topic. So it gives you 2 categories. One is one that you know a lot about, and the second one is that you don't know a lot about, but you want to learn about it. And the best fit for you is probably to go with something that you know and go with something that you understand, but at the same time, if you don't, you can always learn from it, and it'll be knowledgeable for you as well as the audience. If you're having a hard time, the book tells us to list quick inventory of your experiences, interests, hobbies, skills, and beliefs. You can divide them into like 9 categories, and with like 5 different points to just kind of get a grasp of what you really want to talk about, and this can kind of help you choose the topic that you really want to present about. Your goal in informing is to convey information that's clear, accurate, and interesting. Your specific purpose statement should be strong, and you need to make sure to write the purpose statement in complete sentences. And it states your central idea is something that should sum up your whole speech in a complete sentence. So kind of like an English paper, a thesis statement, it should basically describe what you're going to talk about in your speech and the 3 little points that you might use in your speech. In chapter 6, it tells us that good public speakers always put the audience first, and it teaches us how to be audience-centered. So some questions that you might ask is, to whom am I speaking? What I want them to know, believe, or do as a result of my speech? And what is the most effective way of composing and presenting my speech to accomplish that aim? The speaker must always make sure the audience wants to listen to them. So make sure to choose a topic that will put the audience into perspective of what can it do to help them. Because like I said back in chapter 15, it tells us that the audience likes to know how to benefit themselves. You should consider age, gender, religion, sexual orientation, cultural, ethnical, racial backgrounds, and group membership in a demographic analysis. And in a situational audience analysis, you should consider size, physical setting, disposition towards the topic, towards the speaker, and the occasion. That's what I learned in chapters 15, 5, and 6. Thank you.